Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel, your ultimate destination for beginner friendly Python tutorial from scratch. In today's video, we are going to explain about the one of the data type strings in Python, and we are going to cover how to assign a string to a variable, and strings are arrays, looping through a string and slicing strings in Python, and string concatenation and more. So before we begin, please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell button to turn on the notification and stay updated on all our Python tutorial releases. Get ready to dive into the world of Python programming. Let's get started. Okay, let's start. Strings are one of the data type available in Python. So strings are nothing but a combination of Unicode characters, or in general term combination of characters. So in Python, whenever you work with strings, or whenever you create or whenever you try to assign a string to a variable, you must specify that particular string between a single quote or double quotes. So in Python, strings must be specified between a single quotes or double quotes. For an example, we have a variable, we have hello and hello. So here both are similar, hello and hello, both are similar type of similar data and similar words, but the only difference is we specified these two strings between single quotes and double quotes. It's up to you whether you can choose either double quotes or single quotes while creating strings in Python. Let's see, for example, here I'm creating a variable called x is equal to, and I'm assigning a string value called hello, and I specified this string between two single quotes, and I'm creating another variable called y, and I'm assigning a value or a string value called greeting, and I specified greeting between two double quotes. So here it is up to your choice whether you can create it with single quotes or double quotes. This is how you specify a string between between quotes. Now let's see how to assign a string to a variable. Assign a string to a variable. You will see practically. So in Python, assigning a string to a variable is done with the variable name followed by an equal operator and the string. So generally in Python, whenever you want to assign a string to a variable, it is done by creating a variable name first and then followed by an equal assignment operator and the string value. So we will see practically how we are going to assign a string data type to a variable. Let's see. So this is our PyCharm, and we are going to create a new file, Python file, and I'm going to name it as strings, and we are going to create our first variable called x, and I'm assigning a value to it, hello world. So I created a variable called x and assigned a string data type value, a string to it, and I specified it between two double quotes. Similarly, I'm creating another variable and I'm assigning another string value, which is greeting, and I specified it between two single quotes. So we created two variables and assigned two string values to those two variables. So, and if you want to see the data which is stored in the variables, and if you want to display the output in the display the values in the output screen, we use print function. In Python we have a function called print to display the output. We will explain in detail about this print function. So as of now, just focus on the string data type. So if you want to display the output of x variable x, and similarly if you want to display the output of y, so we use print function and right click, then you have the run option, or else you have the shortcut Control Shift F10 to run the script, and you can click on run. You will get the output in the run window. So here we have the output of x variable and output of y variable. So this is how you assign a string to a variable, and you can print the output of string literal with a print function. Now we will see another topic called multi-line strings. Multi-line strings. So what is this multi-line strings? So if you see, observe here, we assigned a single string data. It is a single line string. These two are single line strings, and we specified these two between single quotes or double quotes. Similarly, if you want to create a multi-line string, if you want to assign a multi-line string to a variable, for example, I have a data, I have a variable called data, and I want to assign a multiple line strings. For example, I want to assign this data, so it is mentioned in the multiple lines. So I want to assign this multi-line string data to this particular variable. So in Python, in this case, you have to use 3 double quotes or 3 single quotes. This is how you assign a multi-line string to a variable. Let's see practically how we can do it. So I'm creating a variable called data1, or else you can name it as multi-line, and I'm assigning a multi-line string, and we must specify this between 3 double quotes. So this is how you assign a multi-line string to a variable. Suppose if you assign between 2 quotes, it throws an error. It will not take. So we always mention the multi-line strings between 3 double quotes or 3 single quotes. Let's see another example. Single quote multi-line string. So here I am using 3 single quotes to specify this multi-line string. So this is how we work with multi-line strings. Whenever you want to assign a multi-line strings, you must specify that between 3 double quotes or 3 single quotes. And let's see how we can print this in output screen, and what will be the result. We will get print multi-line and print single. So here we have an extraordinary option. Whenever you created a variable, it automatically stores, and if you just type the first letter of that particular variable, it gives us the full name, and you no need to enter, just select that variable and enter. Now you can just run the script and see the output. We got the output of multi-line strings, multi-line variable. Similarly, so here you have to note down one important thing. So the line breaks here, if you observe, the line breaks are inserted here. The line breaks are inserted at the same position as in the code. So here the lines are inserted after the strings, so as it is mentioned in the code. So there are no changes when it is displaying the output in the run screen. So there are no changes. You must note down this. That's it about multi-line strings. We will jump into another topic, that is strings or arrays. So let's discuss about strings or arrays in Python. Strings or arrays. So Like many other programming languages, strings in Python are arrays of bytes representing Unicode characters. For example, so in Python, it doesn't have any character data type. So in Python, it doesn't have any character data type like other programming languages. So a single character is a simply a string with a length of 1. For example, a single character, I'm creating a variable called b and I'm assigning a string character called k. So it is not a character data type, it is a string data type. In Python we mention it as a string data type with the length of 1. We will see how we calculate length in the Python in the later sessions. As of now, we consider it as a string data type with a length of 1. So to access the data available in the string, the characters from a string in Python, we can use certain methods. So we can use square brackets can be used to access elements of a string. So like in this way, we can get the character of a string using a position. So in this way, the strings are acting as a arrays in Python. So let's see in practically how this going to be work. For example, so here I am creating another file for visibility. Strings as arrays. So here I am creating a variable called a and I'm assigning a string called hello world. So this is one string and here it acts as a array also. So in arrays we can access the elements of that particular string using that position. Similarly, in strings also we can access the elements or we can access the character using that particular position. So here if you want to print a particular character, I want to print only O from this string. So in that case we use square brackets. Here we have to use square brackets and we mention the variable name and using position. So remember, so in Python the first character always starts with the position 0. It has 0 position. For example, in hello world we have h is 0 position, e is in 1 position and l is in 2 position. So similarly we can count here. Space is also a 1 character. So if you want to print 0 only O, then we have to mention it as 4. Let's see what will be the output for this run. So it gives us the result as O. Similarly, if you want to print, like I said, space is also calculated. You want to print using position 5 and see what we will get. Here space is printed, so space is calculated here. So for the 5th position we got space. So like this you can access the elements, you can access the characters from the string using the position in Python. This is about accessing or acting as arrays in strings acting as arrays in Python, and you can access the elements using the position of the particular string. Now we will see another topic, looping to a string. Looping through a string. So since strings are arrays, we can loop through the characters in a string with a for loop. We will see with a for loop. So we use for loop. So we will discuss about loops in the control flow section when we explain about the control flow, we will discuss about the loop for loops and while loops. For as of now, just we are discussing about looping through a string. How you can loop through a string. So let's see with an example. So here I am creating a variable and assigning a value to it called generator. So this is one string, and we want to loop this string through the characters in a string. So using loop, using control flow or using for loop, we can do it. So I'm writing this program for B. We will explain in detail when we come to, about the how we are going to how this logic works when we discuss about control flow. For B in generator print B. If you run this program, we'll see what will be the output. So it is looping through this string. So we got the output as GENERATOR. This is how we loop through a string. So how this logic and how it is going to execute, and we will discuss in detail with practical examples. We will give you the clear picture about this when we come into the control flow. So this is how we can loop a string. Now let's see another topic. It is about a length function in Python. So to find out the length of the string length, so we want to know the length of the so length of the string. For example, in Python, to get the length of the string, we use length function. We have one inbuilt function called length. This is a length function we have in Python. So to get the length of the string, we use this function. For example, so we have a string called hello world. You want to know the length of the particular string. So we use print length and a particular variable. Similarly, if you want to print, if you type L, it gives us a list of available functions or methods or any another types we have. It will give all the list, and you can select the particular one which is you're going to use. So here we are working with a length function, and I want to use the length and type and then give the variable name. Now run the script. So it is giving the length of the variable A. We have total 11 variables, sorry, 11 characters in the, and it is giving the only one because we have looped this variable using for loop. So that is the reason it is giving only one as a length. So if you comment it out, now try, it gives us the 9. So this is how you use a length function to know the length of, to get the length of that string. This is how we work with length function. That's all about it. Now let's jump into the other topic, and let's see another topic is check string. So to check if a certain sentence or a character is present in a string, we use this check string methods. So we can use keywords like in or not in whenever you want to a particular sentence is available in or in a particular string or not. So to check if a certain phrase or character is present in a string, we can use the keyword in. So we use in keyword. Let's highlight this. We use in keyword. For example, we see with some examples. and using some other statements in practically. So here we are going to create another variable called text, and in text I'm going to assign some variable. Sorry, I'm from string. Today is a wonderful day. So we assign a string to this text. So we want to check whether this day sentence is available in this text or not. So using in keyword. So here we use if statement within using if statement and in keyword. So we can check whether particular sentence or phrase available in the particular string or not. For example, if day in keyword, as I said, in keyword we use if day in text print yes, day is present. So we want to validate whether we want to check whether this particular day sentence is available in this string or not using if statement and in keyword. So let's run this particular script and see what will be the output. So we got the output. Yes, the day is present in the above text, in the above variable or in the above string. This is how you check if a particular string, a particular phrase or character is present or not in a string. So similarly we have another keyword which is not keyword. So to check a certain phrase is available or not using not keyword, we have another one not keyword. So using not keyword we can check if certain statement is not available or present or not. So we can create another variable, or we can just if if another is if another not in another not in text. Sorry, yeah, not in text, print not available. Let's run this program, see what will be that. This is how. So if another is not available in this text, so we use in keyword or not in keyword. This is how whenever you want to check a certain phrase is available in a text or in a variable in a string, you use these two keywords in or not in when you work with strings. This is about checking strings. And let's jump into another interesting topic, that is slicing strings in Python. So let's see what is slicing in Python. So slicing is nothing but, generally we know already in generic terms, cutting some and extracting some information from, or extracting some piece, something by cutting it. So similarly you can return a range of characters. So a range of characters in Python by using a slice syntax. Let's say for example, so specify the start index and the end index separated by a colon to return a part of the string. This is how a slicing technique works. So for example, I'm just showing. So I have a variable called hello world, and using slicing techniques you want to print the variable b and starting index. So here like I said, let me explain again. We have hello dot spaces hello world. This is one string, and 0 1 2 3 4 and space 5 6 7 8 9 10. So here hello world is a one string, and the position, the first position is always starts with 0 and ends with, and you can count with 1 2 3 4. Also space also includes in this word string, and 6 7 8 9 10. This is how we can calculate an index of a string. Similarly, in reverse, whenever you want to calculate a string in reverse order, you can just mention it as in reverse order. You can come with -1 -2 -3 -4 -5. Similarly, you can calculate in reverse when it comes to negative indexing. So in positive we start with 0, and in negative it start with -1. Hope you understand. So I want to print 2 semicolon and 5. So this is how you slice a string using slicing techniques. So specify the start of the index position, and then separated by colon, and the end of the index. Let's see practically how we are going to work with slicing techniques in Python. I'm creating a new file for our better visibility. Slicing strings. So here I am creating a variable called hello world. I have total 11 characters in the string, including space. Sorry, not 11, 10 including space, because it starts with 0. Now I want to fetch few characters from the position 2 till the position 8. So how you can slice it? Use print the variable name b and square brackets. Like I said, the starting position I mentioned 2 and the ending position 7. So now run this script, see what will be the output. LLO space W. Let's calculate 0 1 2 3 4. So 2 starts with L, 3 4 5 6 7. So I mentioned 7, so it didn't display O, because in slicing techniques always the starting index position will be included and the ending position will be excluded. So if you mention 2, it gives us the starting position, but the ending position is going to exclude it. Remember this, the initial position, the starting position is included and the ending position is not included. This is how a slicing technique works. Let's see another example. In the same way, I want to print the 0 and the 10. Now run this one. What you will get? Hello world. It excluded the D word, the last word. We have total 10 characters in this string. Starting, it is included starting position and excluded ending position. So this is how a slicing technique works. So we have another category in this. So by leaving out the starting index, the range will start at the first character. For example, let's create another variable called a equal to process finished. So this is one variable. This is one variable and store this string. So I want to leave. I am leaving the starting position of the index. I am not mentioning any starting position, I am just mentioning the ending position. So I am giving ending position as 12. Here I am not giving any position. So slice from the start. This technique is called slice from the start. So by leaving out the start index and the range will start at the first character. If you ignore the first position, the index of the particular string, it starts with first. Let's see what will be the output. Process finished. So it starts with 0 position and it ends with the last character than the last position which we mentioned. Similarly, slice to the end character, slice to the end. So if you want to, we are here avoiding, we are just mentioning the starting position and we are not mentioning any last position. Let's see what will be the output. So it is starting with the fourth character, that is E, and it is printing the remaining all characters available in the above string. So this is how you work with slice to end and slice with start with ignoring the starting position of the index and ignoring the last position of the index. This is how you work with slicing technique. And we have another topic in slicing, that is negative indexing. We'll see. Now we work with only positive indexing. Now we see how negative index works. Negative indexing, how this technique exactly works. Let's see. So like I say in the earlier, the characters for the example, we have hello world. So here the characters are, the index is going to be started in the reverse order, that is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, and so on. This is how a negative index works. We will see practically. So use negative index to start the slice from the end of the string. So in negative index, we use negative indexes to start the slide from the end of the string. Slice. Let's see practically. Let's see one example to get the characters in a reverse order. So in using the above variables only, we can get the characters. So from 0 in the world, let's say I want to print the 0. So where it is in? -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So like I said, it ignores the last, it doesn't include the last word. So let's see, print which one, b variable, and the position, the starting position is -5 and the ending position is -2. Now run this program, we'll see. See, we got WOR. So from -5 to, it is -5, -3, -2. Sorry, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So -5, -4, -3. So it ignored 2 in the negative indexing. Let's see, we can see another example in reverse indexing. So you want to print a complete string in reverse order. Print the particular variable name and the, so to print a string in reverse order, you can ignore the position and just give the first position in reverse order and print. See, it prints the entire string in reverse order. This is how we work with slicing techniques in slicing negative indexing. This is. So if you have any queries and if you have any doubts on this, please do not hesitate to ask in the comment section. Now let's jump into another topic, that is modifying strings in Python. Let's see how we can modify strings in Python. So Python has a set of inbuilt methods that you can use on strings if you want to modify strings. So just see what are those modify strings. So in Python we have set of built-in methods that you can use on strings. So for example, we have uppercase is one of the built-in method, and lowercase is one of the built-in string method, and we have remove white space is one of the method, and replacing strings and split string. Similarly, we have a number of, there are a lot of string methods available, and we can see what are those. And we have a list of string methods in our we created a file, and you can find it in the video description. Let's see how we can modify strings in real time. So we have a variable called hello world, and you want to display this hello world in completely in uppercase, I mean in capitalized letters. For example, we have, let's see, print p dot. Once you click dot, it gives us the list of available string methods in the Python. So now we want to display that particular string in uppercase letters. So in that case, you want to use upper method. So delete all this, and on the current program, see what will be that. So the upper method, this inbuilt upper method displayed this string in capital letters, where we have some small letters, right? But when we want to print this string in upper letters, here we used upper method, which is a inbuilt method, and it returns all the characters in uppercase. Similarly, if you want to print, for example, we have variable called y, and in that we have a string with all capital letters. And if you want to print this string in small letters, we have another method called lower. So using this method, we can print the string in lower letters. The output become in lower letters, it displayed in lower letters. Similarly, in the above one, we have a space in this string. So if you want to remove the particular white space, let's create another variable called x, and hello world. So now I want to remove white space before and any after word. So let's say we have a white space between these two words, so I want to remove. So we have to remove this one, we have a method called strip method. So using strip method, you can remove the white space in the Python. So now I want to click. So you can these are the number of methods, string methods available in Python. So the suitable one we can select. Now as of now I want to select the strip, and if I want to run, see what will be the output. Hello world. So there are no white space available in this one. So if any white space available, it removes the white space from the beginning or end. Let's see. I given these spaces here, and now we enter. It removed the white spaces if we use the strip method. Similarly, we can replace the string method using, for example, I want to replace the above hello world. In the above, I want to replace the h with j. So print x dot replace. We have a replace method, and here we have to mention which word you want to replace. I want to replace h with j. So now you can run the program. We'll see what will be the output. See, yellow word. So initially we have white spaces in the string, and we used the print statement to remove those white space. Strip method to remove, it removed. Now we haven't used this strip method, so it printed the string with white spaces, including white spaces. So, and it replaced, we used the replace method here, right? So it replaced the h with j. So always the starting position, we have to give the starting position, which letter you want to replace, and what is the letter you want to replace in which position. So you have to give the position and you have to give the letter. This is how a replace string works. In similar way, we have different kinds of methods in to modify strings in Python. We have listed all the methods and we have mentioned that we have attached that document in the description section. You can download it, or else you can, if you type while printing x, you will see all the methods available in the Python for string methods. We have just we have created a PDF file and we just give the statement what is the purpose of that particular string method in the document. You can go through it. So this is how you can modify strings. And let's jump into another topic, that is string concatenation. String concatenation, we'll see what is that. String concatenation. So as we learned in Python, to concatenate or combine two strings, you can use plus operator. So concatenation is nothing but adding two or more strings or combining two or more strings. Concatenation is nothing but combining or concatenating two strings, and you can use the plus operator. Use the plus operator. So two strings. For example, I want to merge a variable a with a variable b into variable c. Let's see in practically how we can do concatenation. I'm going to create another file, Python for concatenation. So I'm creating a variable name called a, and yes, I'm going to create a variable called hello, and creating variable called b with string world, and I want to concatenate, I want to combine these two strings. So now I'm going to create another variable and I'm combining these two variables using plus operator. Now I want to print the result of, I want to print this variable c. Let's see what will be the result. Result is hello world. This is how you can concatenate two variables. Also, to add space between these two variables, you can add a space like a plus space plus b. If you want to add space between these two words. Now run the program, see the output, hello world. This is how you work with concatenation. So you cannot combine two different data types of variables. For example, I have b is a variable with number data type and I want to concatenate these both. So in this case you cannot run, because we can only concatenate the same similar data type. We cannot combine two types of data. We cannot concatenate two different types of data in Python, but we can do using other formatting types. We will discuss what are those in the upcoming session. So that's it about string concatenation. We will see another topic about formatting strings. So as we discussed, we cannot combine strings and numbers in concatenation, but we can combine strings and numbers using format method. Now that is the topic we are going to discuss, format strings. We can combine strings and numbers by using format method. So the format method, this is the format. So the format method so generally the format method takes the passed arguments, formats them, and places them in the string where the placeholders are. So here the placeholders are these. So generally it takes the passed arguments and it formats them and places them in the string where the placeholders are, which means we will explain in example how we can exactly format strings and we can combine numbers and strings using this format method. In practical we will see. So I'm deleting this. So like for example, I created a variable called age 36 and I have another variable called my name is Hannah and I am, this is one variable. So I want to print another variable called bio equal to age, text plus age. So here it is not possible because we are trying to concatenate numbers as well as strings. If you try to run this, it throws an error. If you see the type of error, can only concatenate string to string, not integer. So this is the error we are going to get, but we can combine strings and numbers by using format method like I explained. So let's see how we can do that. So here I have text variable and I want to combine these two. So here I'm using a format method, that is, and I am, if you give a placeholder here in the text variable, this is one placeholder, the format method. Let's see how this format method is going to work. I want to print text dot format. We use format and now here we are changing this, we are formatting this age number data type. So now see what will be the output. My name is Hannah and I am 36. So here we are printing the text and we are adding the age to this text variable by formatting. This is the format method. This is how we can combine numbers and texts. So if you want to see more examples, I will explain this. So here this format method taking the arguments which are placed in the placeholders, like I explained. Format method takes the passed arguments, so it is taking the passed arguments and formats them. It is formatting and placing in the placeholders. This is how a format method works. So it takes unlimited arguments and places into the respective placeholders. For example, let's see another example. I have quantity is equal to 3 and item number is equal to 567 and price. I have another variable called price, that is something called 54.9892. So I want to create my order variable equal to, so now just want to display we are going to give placeholders here. I want 3 quantity. How much quantity? 3 quantity, but 3 quantity pieces of item number, pieces of item. Now now again placeholder for the price, for price. So this is how we create a placeholders. Sorry, this is how we create a placeholder. So now you want to print the output. Print my order dot, we are going to format it, and we have to give the variable names. Which one we want to format, we have to give those variable names. So we want to format all these, so we have to give it in the same order: quantity, item, and price. Now run this program and we will see what will be the output. So I want 3 pieces of item 567 for 54.92 price. This is how we work, this is how we format whenever you want to combine text or strings and numbers. This is how a format method works. So you can use index numbers also to be sure the arguments are placed in the correct placeholders. For example, index numbers of means, so this is the index number 1, this is the index number 2, this is index number 3. So instead of here, you can give the I want 1, can give the 2, can give the 3. Let's try to execute this program. Let's see how we can do it. Sorry, something missed. Let's try again. So we can use the index numbers actually to be sure the arguments are placed in the correct placeholder. For example, so my order, I want to let's create another thing. My order 2, I want to pay, sorry, as I said, we use the index position always starts with 0, so it is 0 and it is 1 because we have only 2. Now run. I want 3 pieces of item 567. So instead of just leaving the placeholders without any data, we can use the index position of the variables, so it will give the same results. Just to want to make sure the arguments are placed in the correct placeholders. So this is about formatting whenever you want to combine text strings and numbers in Python. Let's jump into another one. We have a few topic about the escape characters. We will discuss about it, and that is the final topic of this session. Escape characters. Escape characters. So these are there are some escape characters we use in Python. So if you want to print a raw string, or if you want to print a new line like that, we have some special escape characters in the Python. We will see what are those in practical examples only. So let's say I have one variable called greeting equal to and hello, my name is Hannah, and you want, and my age is 33. And if you want to print, for example, we will show, we will print this and we'll see the output, then I will explain. So this is the output we got, hello. And if you want to print this from the my name is Hannah and my age is in separate line, here we use a special escape character backslash n. If you use backslash n, it means it's going to print it in the new line. So we always use backslash n for a new line. For example, if you run this, see, the output is printed in the new line. Hello, my name is Hannah and my age is 33. Similarly, if you want to print the my age is in another new line, you can use the backslash n. Then run the script. See, the string is printed in the 3 lines. We used escape character in between the string. Similarly, we have another one. For example, we have a path variable called, and in this we have a path called c and backslash n map and backslash sum backslash and my computer. So this is one path we have. So if you want to print this string, so if you try to execute this, if you try to print this path, so the result will be in 2 lines. See, the result will be in vain because there is a escape character which prints the line in a 2 separate lines. So to print this complete string as raw, you use R. So this R returns a raw string without any changes in this string. So try to execute this, run. So we will get the raw string without any modifications. So this is how a raw string works. And there is other escape characters we have still, and we are going to explain what are those in the upcoming session. For now, we are done with the strings and the concepts. So we have listed all the print methods whatever available. We have a PDF document and you can go through that and you can download it from the description section, and that's all about it. If you have any doubts or if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to mention in the comment section. And thank you for watching and happy coding.